the videos are serious, but I just want to focus right here on heart. Like, where's the heart? Like, where's the meaning? What you're talking about. So, I find that it lacks, her videos lack some heart. Just describing Jupiter opposite Pluto squaring the fixed and cross as a powerful dynamic energy, and just describing it as, now you can finally make changes that you want. Go see that video that she did about Jupiter opposite Jupiter square Pluto. What does Jupiter square Pluto mean? What does Mars opposite Pluto mean? I don't know what it means. I'd like to hear more of the scenes and all of that. But just saying it's a powerful dynamic energy is not saying much. It really is not saying much at all about the astrological event. So, anyway, getting into this week's announcements, because we haven't even gotten there yet. Okay, so let me just go to the page here. So, yeah. So, lack of gravitas, I went there. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to get through this really quickly, really to the point and really clear, because I want to give you a good, understanding, a holistic kind of understanding of what the announcements are for this week. Now, I know I'm a hypocrite right now. I know, just you can think what you want to. You also took time to be here. And I don't want to disappoint you. And I don't want to, necessarily. So, anyway. So, I'm not going to be in that situation where I'm rushing down. So, it just takes a long time. I didn't anticipate that it would take a long time. It's just, this is a longer meeting. This is what it is. That's how it is. I'm not going to apologize for it. That's just how it is. Okay, so this is where I told you this is a chaotic kind of environment. So I told you all to anticipate things from this kind of things happening. So I just wanted to reiterate that. So May 7th. Today is Adi Brigant's birthday. She played in SNL. You can go hear her and her work in SNL. I think that she is turning 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 years old. She is turning 36. You're going to be watching some of the SNL. Assume that whenever you watch something, there's Edpuzzles and things, so just assume that. I think that Susan actually I had Susan tell you that, so whenever I say, watch this video, or read this article, there's going to be questions, there's going to be some kind of assignment with it. Just know that. Maybe a big assignment, maybe a small assignment. Again, I'm not going to bend over with this kind of details. So, anyway, so videos over her, unfortunately, getting into the various ideas that I have. There's also videos and articles about gardening and Taurus, especially from P. Allen Smith, who does videos on gardening. Gardening, as if you're all, there's crickets in the room. So I'm just going to move on because that's, again, mind strain. Taurus can also lend itself to being very sensual, being very, or brain drain, I should call it. Taurus can also lend itself to being very, kind of one of the more, this sounds funny, cuddly signs of the zodiac. It's very sensual, it's very loving. It is as if you have an earth sign, but you also have a water sign mixed in, a water to the earth sign. So there are, cuddly, I guess you could say, tender, loving qualities. And of course, you know all the traits of Taurus. I'm not going to go over those traits. Today is also a day where we consider Buddhism and the whole, belief of Buddha sitting under a tree and being in the bliss and stillness of nature and finding enlightenment, which is very Taurus, and it will be something that we will have the opportunity to do when Pam Gregory joins us. We'll be probably having an experience where we are with the Buddha. I'll tell you that. Well, when I say with the Buddha, I mean doing spiritual practices that involve being in nature. So, a day to consider it. There's videos, there's articles. Don't look at me as if I'm some random person who is an airhead and who is just saying all these random stuff and, all this random stuff and providing busy work and just, yeah. Don't look at me that way. Don't look at me that way because I'm not that person. So I just want to throw that in there. So Buddhism, the beliefs of Buddhism, all suffering comes from attachment. Buddhism is monotheistic, I think it's called, the belief in one God, the Buddha. The Buddha was a Taurus, born with the moon in Scorpio, so we celebrate Wesak, as Deborah Silverman talks about, when we have the full moon in Scorpio, whenever it comes around. Okay. Venus. Okay, this person is trying to talk to me. How about you go over and talk to that person? I'm not going to shout and strain and try to address somebody from way over there. Go over there. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you can go talk to whoever. Take care of that situation. It's not my circus. It's not my monkeys at this point. Buddhism. Without going any further on that. So there's videos, there's articles where you can read and learn about it. Obviously, today's plans will be just going back to the Edmonton and having our chill day. Now, today is the day when Venus moves into Cancer. I have a video about that on my YouTube channel. There's videos, there's articles. Venus in Cancer really puts a focus on your home and family life, on your emotional connections with others, and taking care of yourself, self-soothing, nurturing yourself, nourishing yourself, being there for yourself, and yeah, spending time with family. I talk about that all in my video. I am going to move on now because I want to. May 8th. Obviously, May 8th is the birthday of Maria de Simone. It's also the birthday of, I forget his name, but he was mentioned in Deborah Silverman's post for today, where his work was about climate change, and she has the moon in Taurus, or the moon in Sagittarius, and the sun in Taurus. The moon is the same sign as her north node in Sagittarius. And Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Taurus is about very philosophical, loving nature, loving Mother Earth. It's about traveling, it's about adventure, it's about really taking advantage of the treasures and jewels that Mother Nature has to provide. Sagittarius is also symbolized by the archer, so it's really about truth. I want to do this. This is the direction that I want to go in. This is where I want to shoot my arrow. And I I'm going to head in this direction. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's, that's what it comes down to. Sun in Taurus, Moon in Sagittarius is really somebody who is in extreme alignment with with what they value. There is a bluntness to the Moon in Sagittarius. You can look at them and go, oh, they don't need anybody else. They are on their path, and they don't need validation from anyone, because they don't. So the huge focus, because we're sort of breaking down the different areas and aspects of Taurus, for this particular day, I want to focus on personal value and self-worth when it comes to Taurus. So you'll be reading about that. You'll be watching, and she has a video about Jupiter and Taurus that you'll be watching. You'll be reading about self-worth and personal value and the importance of cultivating those traits for yourself. Valuing yourself, you're worthy. Maria De Simone also had a live stream which she did about how she became an astrologer. So you'll be watching that. You'll be, learning about her in that way. You will be also reading and watching and reviewing the lessons about the North Node in Taurus and the lessons that we've been learning since January 2022. Looking at self-worth and values and really taking a deeper dive into the North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio transit and delving deeper into that. So again, there's videos, there's articles, and we deal with that. And there's also videos and articles for Sun in Taurus and Moon in Sagittarius that you'll be learning about this combination. And there's actually a deep dive video that I did about Sun, Taurus, Moon in Sagittarius. There was actually a horse. It was Mad Horse, and it was really about roaming the earth. And it's about the flowers, the trees. Sagittarius is about... There's a song that relates to Sagittarius that goes something like, don't mince me in, because it doesn't want to be limited. It just wants to roam all the lands. Roam all the land, and it wants to be free. So the idea of a horse, the idea of Mad Horse, the idea of Pegasus, or the Black Stallion. I think there's some type of book out there about that to me is very related to the Sun in Taurus and Moon in Sagittarius. So you'll be exploring this. This is only a couple of days from Rick Steves' birthday. Rick Steves has the Sun in Taurus and Moon in Sagittarius in his natal chart. He likes to travel, and his shows are related to a lot of art and food. It's very related to that, so he does really enjoy those things. So, moving on to May 9th. There's several things happening on May 9th that I need you to pay attention to. So, on May 9th, we have the Sun in a conjunction with Uranus. That is what is, I didn't give you an astrological overview. I'm just sort of going through the astrology as we're moving through the announcements. The Sun is conjunct Uranus and Taurus, even though Taurus likes to keep things the way they are and keep things steady and stable. And it's about comfort. Uranus is, that doesn't check out. Okay. So Uranus is change, and it's revelation, and it's innovation. So innovations with agriculture, farming, food, you name it. So the Sun conjunct Uranus. the Sun conjunct Uranus. This is time to liberate yourself. Time to be an individual. Time to get outside the box. So, I spoke about this on my lunar eclipse in Scorpio video. You can also, again, there's videos, there's articles. Kathy Rose mentioned it in her video for the month, her astrology for May 2023. Whenever I say there's videos and there's articles, assume that there's an assignment attached to what I say. Okay, so that's the jargon that you're needing, that you need to catch on to. So there are assignments. So if you go on my page, you will find that I have all the days of the week listed out, and I have all the assignments and activities for those days on those individual pages. I just want to tell you about that right now. So, the Sun conjunct Uranus is exact on May 9th. The assignment that you'll be doing is an invention activity. Now, the invention activity, you will be inventing something, and you will be either making a video or writing about what it is that you want to invent and how you're going to go about inventing that invention. Try your best to invent that and actually manifest it and do something about it and get it done, and you can submit it for extra credit. And I know that Linda will explain in greater detail what that assignment is about. That is going to be due on May 18th. May 18th at 11:59 p.m. That assignment is due. Now, oh my goodness, I'm super. Okay, Pam Gregory will actually be arriving on May. Forget it. Okay. Well, anyway, I've already made it clear I'm not going to go back and change it. Okay. So, exercise with Miranda Esmond White. Exercise with Miranda Esmond White. So, Miranda Esmond White. Who is Miranda Esmond White? She is she's somebody who she has a show that's on PBS where she does workouts, and she believes that relaxation is the new strengthening. She does workout shows on PBS. You can go look her up, you can go research her, but it is her birthday on May 9th, and you will be doing one of those exercise shows on that particular day. It'll actually be a live thing where you'll be going into one of the rooms. There's a workout room actually at this dimension that you'll be going to, and you will be the video will be playing, and you will be working out as you're hearing that video at one point on May 9th, probably in the morning. Sometime, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. You will be doing one of those exercise, shows that you'll not only be. The thing is, it's interactive. You will not only be watching it, but you will be actually participating. You will be doing it. You will be copying her. You will be following her. You will be working out. Sometime in the morning on May 9th. I just want to alert you to that right now. Getting out in nature with Pam Gregory. We are not going to talk about that because I've already talked to you about that. The other thing that I have on here with May 9th, it is also the birthday of Amy Hill. Amy Hill is, so this is Miranda Esmond White. This is Amy Hill. Amy Hill played, she's very well known for playing in Just Dead Magic, playing Mama P in Just Dead Magic. The focus on May 9th is about foreign cuisine. Taurus, as we know, rules food. The focus that I want to emphasize for May 9th is foreign cuisine. So you're going to be having the opportunity to taste a menu of foreign foods. This is going to be at Libembe, Libembe Talea Cemented, fortunately enough, because what they're doing right now is they're honoring the people who are from the Food Network, so they are going to be preparing up a whole list of foreign food options that we're going to be having the pleasure to indulge in, because Taurus is about indulging, on May 9th. You're going to be going on buses, we're going to be going there, and you're going to be having that experience to sort of open you up and explore, all the different options of food, and, to try this and try that, and to be, open-minded to try new things. So you'll be doing that on May 9th. Okay, so now, May 10th. Rick Steves' birthday on May 10th. You'll be watching one of his travel shows. You'll be having, you will be going to, there's actually several Edpuzzles that you'll be watching. I have several options. There's one episode where he is going to Italy, which is my most favorite country in Europe, hands down, the first place that I'll ever go to. There's one when he's going to Italy. There's one when he is going to Spain. Another where he's going to France. And then there is also one where he is heading to Greece, actually. No, it's actually Germany, because I wanted to vary it. So you have 4 options of videos to watch. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be choosing one of those options, one of those videos. You're going to be watching that video, and there's questions that you will answer as you're watching it. The assignments have the due dates listed on them. I'm not going to go through the due dates of the thousands of assignments, small assignments that you'll be doing. I'm not going to do that because that is brain drain. I'm not going to do that. So it is his birthday. He has a travel show, Rick Steves Europe. He travels around Europe. He is, as I said before, a Sun in Taurus and Moon in Sagittarius. We're also going to be looking at the Moon in Capricorn transit and placement, because the Moon will be in Capricorn on May 10th. So you'll be reading articles, watching videos about the Moon in Capricorn, and learning about that, because the Moon in Capricorn is about nurturing from a place of kind of, I'm serious, and this is tough love, and I want to, this is how I'm taking care of you. I'm actually doing practical things to take care of you so that you can benefit for the long term. I am, providing you with things. I'm nurturing in a pragmatic and responsible way. That's Moon in Capricorn. May 11th. We are going to be, skip this. I'm actually going to put this on the docket for another time. Let me just go back. May 11th. So I'm just going to skip this slide here, because this is going to be contradictory to what I told you earlier. May 12th. The big focus for May 12th is I'm actually going to combine a couple of different things on May 12th. So the first thing is you're going to be reading articles, watching videos about Taurus, and actually Adam Olympus, who is part of the astrological community here at the Invention, did a whole presentation for us on Taurus and anger that you're going to be watching and learning about Taurus and what propels the Taurus to get angry and frustrated and what ticks the Taurus off, what pushes its buttons, and, well, I mean, that could easily be taking away something that it loves, taking away something that it feels comfortable with, taking away one of its creature comforts or possession that it owns. That can be a huge thing that can take away the Taurus anger, or that can propel the Taurus to anger. Also, you're going to be looking at the sort of history of African vets. Super trivial, I'm just going to skip that. Sometime before, perhaps on the 20th of May, or on the 18th of May, you have another assignment due that is a reflection of how you've grown throughout the two eclipses that we have had. The second one being more significant than the first one because it occurs in the signs that the nodes are in. Obviously, the eclipses that occur in signs that the nodes are in are always going to be more significant. You're going to be doing a reflection that is a video, or you're going to be either making a video or writing a reflection about how you've grown and the challenges and the lessons that you've had to, deal with and learn, and the obstacles that you've had to face and overcome throughout the last eclipse season. We just had that eclipse a couple days ago. The new moon in Taurus on the 19th of this month is going to end the eclipse season. You're going to be reflecting on that, and I'm going to have Daniel fill you in on more details about that when we get back to the internet. May 12th is also the quarter moon, the quarter moon in Aquarius. There's videos and there's articles about that as well. So you have the Sun in Taurus squaring Moon in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius was squaring Uranus in Taurus for the whole year of 2021. So that aspect, the huge aspect, is so, ties in so well to the quarter moon in Aquarius that comes around every year. So it's a cross between the full moon in Scorpio and the new moon in Taurus. Quarter moons are always in between a new moon and full moon when the sun and moon are squaring each other at 90 degrees of a sign, and there's conflict and tension between the sun and moon. So Taurus wants to keep things as they are, doesn't want to change things up. Aquarius wants to be freedom and innovate, and the Sun Uranus energy in Taurus speaks to that quite a bit. So it's interesting energies that we have going on here. Now, the very last slide of this presentation is the slide for May 13th. May 13th is the day that I want to focus on talking about Taurus and resilience, the fixed mode that Taurus is. And there is somebody whose name, who has an Instagram account, her is called Miraculously Melissa. Miraculously Melissa. And she does, her work is spiritual, and it deals with, self-worth and values, and, you can go on Instagram if you have Instagram and you can check out her work. She is going to be coming here to the Invention, and she is going to be speaking to us in that big room. She's going to be presenting a speech to us about her story of survival. So, some of you don't know this person. I heard the story, and it is, um, an incredible story. And she's going to be sharing her experience of how she survived from that and the lessons that she has and the challenges that she has overcome from that so that you can understand um, that and understanding the fixed signs and will and survival, particularly Taurus. We are also going to be watching an episode of I Survived. And you're going to be hearing this episode. And one of the stories is going to be graphic, and if you are uncomfortable with watching this show, then you can leave the room and do something else. I totally understand that. I don't want to make you uncomfortable and put fear into your consciousness. However, I do want to have you hear that I survived because these people have survived from these really tragic, intense experiences and they live to tell the tale. And so this one woman who has a story about her, getting, I don't want to go into it. You will hear the story because it is powerful. It really, really is. Also, the aspect in the astrology going on May 13, which is the day before Mercury goes direct, is the Venus trine Saturn energy. I talk about this in my Venus in Cancer video. Venus trine Saturn is about long-term relationship commitments, getting real, putting the work in, doing your bit in relationships, and fixing any problems that may arise in relationships. So that is the energy of Venus trine Saturn. Trines are really harmonious, easy energies. It's one of the, yeah. So anyway, that is, these are basically all of your announcements for the week of May 13th. Or excuse me, May 7th. Now, the very last little note that I have for you, the very last thing before the buses are there, you're going to go back to the Invention. The very last thing I'm going to tell you is, I really wanted to give you the announcements that you can remember, and I hope that you took all that information in and learned that information. I have this recorded. You need to go back and watch the video because that is why it is being recorded. Okay, I did not intend for this meeting to be that long. It just ended up being that long. There was a